My 26M, GF 24F told me she is pregnant but I am sterile. I am from a C country and my first language is not English. Backstory. I got into an accident after my college and will never be able to have kids. None of my family members know of this. They know about the accident but not about this. I have always wanted to be childfree, so it did not affect me much mentally. I have finished my master's degree last year and never dated before. I got a very high-paying job directly through campus placements. My parents immediately wanted me to get married after getting a job, but I wanted to work on myself and explore a bit. They said no and I said that it was my wish. All my life I did what they wanted, and for the first time when I talked against them, they were not happy. This was last year and they gave up after COVID started. So I picked up some dating apps and went through them but no luck. Then my parents introduced me to a family friend's daughter and we clicked kinda. Looking back, I was a fool. She said yes to anything I said and never complained about anything. I felt kinda weird about it. I wanted her to express her interests but she always said she was interested in whatever I do. Well, I did not think much about it. I said that I won't have kids ever and she surprisingly said okay. I was like damn, she is probably the one, as it is very hard to find a partner who is child-free in my country, or at least I thought, but we were in the initial stages and I have not told about my accident. Long story short, we had sex a month ago. I used condoms because safety first. The next day on, she started ghosting me a bit. I thought it was due to my performance in bed and wanted to give her some space. Then she texted infrequently and only replied oaks and Ks and one-line answers. I thought maybe she wanted to end the relation and was sad but left it at that. Yesterday, all her family came to my house and she claims she's pregnant and the father is me. Needless to say, I freaked the fuck out and wanted to collapse on the ground. I did not say anything while they were talking about marriage and stuff that needs to happen because I got her pregnant. Please advise me on what steps to take now. Reddit. Go to a doctor, get tested for sterility, and give the results to her and your family. 1. Get tested to see if you are sterile. 2. If she is pregnant, get the baby tested. 3. Make plans accordingly if you are the father or not. 4. On a final note, you may need to step away from your family for your own health. Thank you for the advices. I will tell them about me being sterile and also using condoms. I just feel like shit because I have to tell my parents about this and they want that they won't have grandkids. You could get tested to confirm you are truly sterile. You may want to try speaking with her privately to let her know you are physically incapable of being the father. You may have to reveal your sterility to both of your families. Demand a paternity test. Sounds like a bait and switch, don't fall for it. Don't agree to anything or sign anything. Probably got pregnant from someone else and trying to get you to pay for it. You need to tell her and everyone you are sterile and it's not possible. Go to the doctor and check. I was told years ago I would never have a baby and now I have 3. Sometimes doctors are wrong. It can happen. Just check with your doc and if she continues this lie, get a DNA test. Taking you being sterile out of the equation, her knowing she was pregnant the day after you had sex for the first time all but guarantees she got pregnant from someone else. It was also nice of her to out you in public before talking to you. Go ahead and return the favor and let them all know you're sterile. That should be fun. Consider yourself lucky you're dodging this bullet. Take a paternity test. Done. You need to inform her that you are 1. Sterile, and therefore not the father of the child, and 2. Not interested in having your own kids, let alone someone else's. This is a fucked up situation, but a sterile guy in a condom has like a 0% chance of getting someone pregnant, so the kid isn't yours and you shouldn't have to raise it if you don't want to. You need to tell her you aren't the father because it's not possible. You do not have to marry this person. You do not have to keep your parents happy, they sound super selfish and manipulative. You do not have to do anything don't want to. Get tested and confirm that you, in fact, can't have kids. Do not sign the birth certificate. Get advice from an attorney as soon as you can and stay safe. Get a medical test confirming sterility. Share it with your parents. They will likely manage the rest for you, because it is now their honor that has been violated. From your story, it sounds like you have been set up, big time. Good luck with all this. You need proof of her pregnancy and a dating scan to see how far along she is. I come from a traditional family as well, so I know that turning around and saying you're sterile might work against you, so you can't really say anything at this stage. I would definitely go and get tested and have a report ready. Get the girl once you have your results, and they say you are sterile, and she has her pregnancy proof. Tell her you know the baby isn't yours, and you will tell her family if she doesn't tell the truth. Try and get the truth out of her. Do not marry this girl and her family, they already sound controlling and manipulative. If the results say you could have gotten her pregnant and she is, then demand a DNA test when the baby is born. This may be insensitive, but isn't it weird how your family wanted you to get married, found you a friend's daughter who went along with everything you did and is now supposedly pregnant? I have the feeling your family planned this or was somewhat involved in it. Tell them you are sterile, cut contact with your ex-girlfriend, and try to figure out what you want to do about your family pushing their wants onto you. Tell everyone about the damage-induced sterility and that you will be having tests run to double-check that you are indeed infertile, as well as a paternity test before you agree to anything. I know a man who got fixed so he would never have children. His wife got pregnant and he accused her of cheating. They got divorced and she decided to raise the child by herself. A year later they took a paternity test and it turned out he was the father. He destroyed his marriage because he was so confident that he would never have children. He deeply regrets it and actually now loves his child, but will never change the way he treated his ex-wife and how he destroyed the marriage. You should get a paternity test to avoid a situation which you might deeply in a few years. Most likely you are not the father, but it is sort of possible. I would see a doctor and see if your fertility has come back. If not, it's not possible for you to be the father. Also, you used a condom, so I doubt it's yours. She probably cheated and doesn't realize it's not yours. Also, ambushing you with her family is a sick move and sounds like a baby trap. So yeah, break up with her and tell her it's impossible as you are infertile. She will probably confess to the affair, then who knows. I am sorry, now you have to come clean to your parents before you are ready. Seems like you are being treated as a commodity by both your own family and her. Will never be able to have kids. So if you already knew of this, resulting from your accident, and assuming you had to have been told or tested to know this, why couldn't you just bring up this evidence from the beginning? This seems to be a creative writing project. Common bait and switch tactic. She was probably a month pregnant when y'all met. She's trying to secure a father, read ATM, for her kid. Don't sign anything. Show your family and hers your sterility results and demand a paternity test. 95% chance they back off right away. They know the clock's ticking and will be moving on to the next ad lol. Cut and run. Get tested now. Prove you aren't the father. If you don't, you risk supporting another man's child for the next 18 years. Don't be a fool. Once you have proof you're sterile, send the report to her family, not just her. My niece was born last year in March. My brother-in-law was told he couldn't have children after having surgery when he was younger. Get a paternity test because the kid might be yours. Sterility test and paternity test. Both. Now. Also. My parents immediately wanted me to get married after getting a job, but I wanted to work on myself and explore a bit. They said no and I said that it was my wish. I'm proud of you, buddy. Your girlfriend already has a side piece and thought that she can claim you as the father to keep him a secret. Just to be sure, get retested for your sterility and show your family and hers the results and ask for a paternity test. Your families thought that baby trapping you would get you to marry her and start a family. If they were purposely in on it, I'd suggest you cut contact with them. 1. Sterility test. 2. Paternity test. 3. Don't marry that girl. 4. Please keep us updated. Nice fake story. I'm saying the girl's family knew she was knocked up already but didn't like the real dad, so they pushed her to trick this dude into a fling so he would have to marry her. Well, first of all, did you tell them that you can't be the father? That would have been my first sentence out of my mouth. Just do a paternity test. No need to tell them or business. Ask for it privately to her and tell her that if it is yours you will go they with the wedding. This one seems simple to me. Verify sterility or lack thereof, verify paternity or lack thereof. If you're the father, step up. You created a kid whether you wanted to or not. If you're not the father, run like hell. You don't need that crazy train. Bro, just abandon the kid, it ain't yours and she obviously is fakin'. My guess is she was sleeping with multiple men, specifically to get pregnant, and then was going to pin it on whichever man made the most money. First off, get your sperm count tested, then get a paternity test done. If you used a condom, the chances of the child being yours after one time is quite low, not impossible, but if you also test low or sterile in your sperm count then sex with a condom one time, yeah, the chances of it being yours is next to impossible. So first steps are, DRS for a sperm test, then a paternity test. Do not accept responsibility of the child till at least paternity test is done. I bet your parents are in on it. She cheated and is trying to pin it on you. You need to put your foot down and let them know you can't have kids. If she keeps pressing it, then demand paternity test when the baby is born. Get a STD test too, dude. If she literally texted you the day after you had sex, there's no possibility she would know she's pregnant, unless she was already previously pregnant from someone else. It seems odd to me that you're sterile from an accident but your partner presumably has sex with you and doesn't notice anything off with your groin area. Maybe two missing things? Are you sure you're sterile, or did a doctor say it's unlikely you'll have kids? Because that's an important difference. The first question I had, honestly, is she even pregnant? Proof is needed. Buy a test, have her take it while you wait. Some crazies will lie about this kind of thing. Then follow the other advice you've gotten here as well. 1. Sterility test. 2. Paternity test. 3. STD test. No. Don't tell them that you're sterile yet. First go and get checked that you can't have kids, keep the report with you. Then calmly ask the girl for the paternity test. Now if you're still sterile, then you know that she is either lying or she cheated on you. Either way, she messed up. She will freak out and will probably confess once she realizes that there is no way out. When she confesses this, then your family will realize that she wanted to trap you, they'll get on your side. If they don't, then you can show them the paternity test. That's it. I am saying this because you might not need to throw your ace yet. Do it only when you don't have any other option. Good luck, mate, she doesn't deserve you. You're being baby trapped. Go to your doctor and have your fertility checked, and then tell your family and hers that it's impossible you are the father. People keep saying checked for sterility or paternity, but I think you need to check first for verification of actual pregnancy. It sounds like she is pretending to be pregnant after one time so that she and her family can rush you into marriage. I would ask her timeline, honestly. If it was a month ago, ask for ultrasound pictures. That can help you track it back to compare the dates. I think you may have the answer you are seeking with this method. My spidey sense is you've been set up by her family, and they needed a nice husband immediately. Kind of sounds like your parents set you up. Ask for a prenatal paternity test. It's safe and non-invasive. Go to the doctor first and get yourself checked and see if you're 100% sterile. And then go for the tests to see if it's your kid. Do you produce semen? If so, there is a chance this is your child. I'd talk to a doctor and get another opinion before jumping to conclusions. How long after the introduction did you have sex with her? If it was shortly after meeting, then my bet is on that she got pregnant in a way no one in her family is happy with, and they are trying to find someone to take the blame. This reads as an almost stereotypical example of such a situation. Granted, it only works depending on the timeline. If you didn't have sex with her until 8 months after meeting, then it's out the window. With that being said, the other user's suggestions to have your sterility retested, and after that, a paternity test, are what you have to do to follow up. Do not accept any responsibility, do not make any promises, vague or overt, do not do anything that could in any way be taken as accepting responsibility until those are done. My uncle was told he was sterile after an accident, age 19, then he had 2 kids conceived in his 30s. In both cases, casual sex and paternity tests. Def follow-up West a doctor to check for sperm, and pat testing.